Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Tarot Time with Cindy. I just want to get right into this message actually, because as I was pre-shuffling, I was kind of tidying up my space and pre-shuffling, and some cards came out of the this Animal Oracle deck. And it's really interesting because this is the first card that this card flew out, and then these were all in the underline here. So the card that came out is Life is Speeding Up, Antelope Spirit. Now it's really interesting because the underline is Turtle Spirit, slow and steady wins the race. Dolphin Spirit, this and that are true. And I find that so fascinating because it's literally like this card is telling us that the way to win the race, whatever that race is that you're involved in, whatever goal it is that you're trying to achieve, the way to that is slow and steady. But then it's almost like saying, well, that is true, but this is also true. So there's something speeding up here. And I'm really, as these cards fell out, it really reminded me of, it's got to be, well, 30, like some 40 odd years ago, or almost 40 years ago, myself being in a regional track and field race and not being, me being more of a sprinter, not really now at 52, but when I was a teenager, yes, much more of a sprinter and a long jumper. Mr. O'Brien, God bless his heart, he was just the most handsomest physical teacher anyone could have had. But anyway, so he convinced me, Cindy, you can do this. You can do the long distance run. I was terrible at it. I was terrible at it. But at one point I find, and it was just like slow and steady, slow and steady, slow and steady. But then I found myself. So, okay, because take the lead. Take the lead. This is why this is really like jumping out at me here, the importance of this message for you. So it's I feel like being somebody kind of giving you a pep talk, whether that's spirit, whether that's through an individual or whatever that vehicle could have been. Somebody giving you a pep talk here and telling you, you can do this, you've got this. And really the race that you're actually involved in is the race against yourself. And that's kind of the part that I discovered in doing this, because I thought, what the hell is Mr. O'Brien thinking? To be able to do this, like he knows me. And no, but he saw something in me. Maybe he saw something that I had to realize in myself. Okay, so it's something encouraging you to do something here, whatever that is, right? Like, and when I say it's something encouraging you to do something, I'm being very non-specific, because it could be spirit getting in your head and saying, you know what, collective, try this, do it. It may not be the thing that you feel strong in, but just try it and see what happens. Now, you may have also had persistence in this. Keep doing it, keep following through, keep going. So yeah, like I ended up at the back of the field, but then as I approached the finish line, I was neck and neck with another girl. Neck and neck, just kind of running here, right? And the fact of the matter was that slow and steady was the way to get there for myself. I couldn't have sprinted through that race. It would have been impossible. But then I thought to myself, I'm holding myself back. I can go faster than this girl. It just like something clicked in my head, and I thought, I am not sprinting. I can sprint, even though I had nothing left of me. And then who was standing at the finish line? It was Mr. O'Brien. So it's like, I got this. I can do it. So I just kicked it. I found something in me there, and I feel like that's what this is. It's like, because it's almost like you're running neck and neck with another or with something else. You're running that neck and neck. And then it's like, no, Cindy, it's time to take the lead. That's what happened to me. And the sprinter in me that I was not able to utilize through that entire race came out. And as I passed that girl, I heard her call me a fucking bitch. I said, you know it, honey. You know it. Because I'm going to show Mr. O'Brien that I am not last. I am like 10th last or whatever it ended up being. And I sprinted. But that's totally what this reading is kind of giving me the vibe of here. Something that you have been involved in, and it has not been particularly easy, or it's been an aspect of yourself that is not your strength. And it's finding that you can get yourself through. You can get yourself through utilizing that part of yourself that is not a strength. That was important. But there comes a point where, and maybe it's been holding back in some type of leadership role, taking control of the situation and leading with it. So I'm really kind of getting the vibe here that things are about to speed up, or you're you're supposed to speed things up here. You're supposed to speed things up. You've been running this race for a long time. You've been doing sort of like the marathon. And now it's time to speed it up. And speeding it up also feels like, to me, it's kind of standing out from the others or standing out from another. It's time to show Mr. O'Brien you got it. He was a very nice man, and he did not ever at any time. He was very happily married man, but he was, every girl had a crush on Mr. O'Brien. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Oh, interesting. B, the center of attention. Okay, so this card came out yesterday, but it was part of the underline, and it was connected to the tarantula. And it really gave me this vibe of, okay, some of you might be standing back here. You might be holding back in your power. There might be an area of your life here where the spirit, something is trying to push you forward to be a bit of a leader here. And it's to embrace this attention. Now, this attention could be a focus on something creative that you're doing. It could, I want to say though, because the bee has a very holistic energy around it, that what it does benefits everyone. So maybe you have dealt with leadership in the past that has caused you to dislike leadership or dislike leaders because they have not utilized that power or that status in a way that was supportive of the hive as a whole. So this is definitely standing out and being that, like, yes, the attention will be given to you, but it's good because this is not like you are feeding a level of your ego or some type of narcissistic characteristic or anything like that. I mean, I feel like our society is really, for the most part, has been structured and supports narcissistic behavior throughout leadership. So, right, that can also be part of the, I don't want this attention. No, the attention will come naturally because there's something here that you are meant to do. There's something here that you're meant to do. You're really meant to take the lead on this. You're meant to really run with it. Oh, okay. So now I'm looking at this, and I placed this card on the table, and the bee is going in this direction. The bee is going in this direction. It's going towards the energies that I've been talking about. So now it's kind of playing out in my mind's eye as, you know, like the marathon runner, and they're just about to win the race, and they can see that there's someone there who's collapsed or something has happened, and it's going back and it's getting that person and helping them cross with you. There's something about the bee, like nobody left behind kind of energy, nobody left behind. You're probably going to hear Larry a lot in the background. The spirits of Halloween, I guess, they're all out in full force today, and I've cleared the energy. I've consoled him, and he's going to talk up a storm, and he's a little restless. I'm just going to let that be. It's his way of oh, look at this, the elephant. There might be something or someone that you've left behind here. It's like going back either to claim some type of a leadership position that you said no to in the past, or that you weren't ready for. Oh, okay. Larry, I'm also getting another very interesting message here. Spirit has had a focus on you. Spirit has been focused on you, and there's something here that you're meant to do. You have been guided and very likely not know where you're going or what's intended here or what you're meant to be doing. Like, what's Spirit's plan? What is the plan with all of this? Spirit has a plan, obviously, right? But you are the attention. Spirit has been highly focused, hyper-focused on you. It might even be to help help guide others. But to guide others, you have to understand how to guide yourself first, how to navigate for yourself. That's a perfect card at the bottom as the underline. The Firefly. This is the little critter here who's just learning to keep darkness at bay, right? The highest frequency card for me in this deck, well, there's two. The dolphin is pretty high. They're different elements. The dolphin is very high. And then the hummingbird is the highest. I want to say the dolphin is highest when we talk about like maybe emotional realms, the depth of the heart and heart chakra, where the hummingbird to me is very crown chakra and very high spiritual frequency and vibration. And in that card, the hummingbird, or in just a symbol of it as well, its frequency and movement is so high that it's just a natural reflex. It's just the natural function of the hummingbird to keep the darkness away, for frequency to always be high. This is how it functions. It can't function any other way. When it needs to stop moving, it actually goes into a type of mini hibernation every night because its metabolism is so fast. It has to do that. Its natural state is this high frequency. It just being itself keeps low frequency and darkness away. Now, the Firefly to me is like the apprentice of that energy. It's learning how to do that. And you have this. It's like shining your way through the dark. There's a very strong hermit energy coming through with this as well. Transforming and transmuting through crown chakra, darker energies, lower frequencies. You've been learning to light it up, baby. I want to say you've been learning to light it up. And there's a reason for it, though. So maybe you've even been put into some sort of circumstance here that has caused you to find yourself in a type of darkness or unknown. That was so that you would learn how to light it up. No one else was going to show you how to do this. I said the dolphin is my other high frequency energy, and yeah, there it is, the dolphin. No one else going to show you how to light this up. You are going to have attention directed towards you. Don't worry about it. I'm just looking at the bee, and all right, if we think about the hummingbird and the bee, they're so very different. The hummingbird is like a fighter jet. And then this is like, one of those big transport helicopters. Looks like there's no way in God's world that's going to fly. And it is flying. So I want to kind of say there might be something about what you're about to step into. And it could be leadership. It could be how your life speeds up, how you're being asked to increase the frequency of your life and your process. You may not come across as that hummingbird, as that fighter jet. You're more like the big transport helicopter. But that doesn't matter. That gets the job done. That's the only thing that's important here to Spirit, is it gets the job done. I'm really feeling like some of you are moving towards some type of calling or something that Spirit is going to be asking you to do. There's something here that Spirit's going to be asking you to do. You've been guided very slowly towards what this is. I'm going to go into my doggy wisdom tarot deck. I really feel, so there's a personal message that I received, picking up and putting my cards away. Probably not an indefinite direct guidance, because I've noticed that guidance always changes, as everything does change. But right now I'm really being guided to specifically focus on animals, because the energy of man is false right now. So that's what I heard when I was like sorting out my cards. The energy of man is false right now, so don't look at depictions of man or humankind. And that's just for me. And maybe it's just this reading, I don't know. Maybe it's the next week or something. But is to look at look at the animals. The animals will tell you the truth. So maybe that's also a message for some of you. I'm seeing vultures circling. But it's interesting because you would almost think that the natural message that would come with that is that there's something decaying that they're waiting to get to. That's not the message. It's like they're circling and waiting for the updraft. They're circling and they're waiting for the updraft. So the vultures are waiting to be elevated. I don't want to call, the vulture has a very important purpose. But now we talked about man, and I've been directed not to go into cards that have depictions of people in them right now. And the idea, see, this is why. There's false ideas. So there's something going on right now where mankind, in whatever avenue that could be, it might be through some type of leadership. And when I say that, that could come through in many levels here. Not the larger scale obvious, but that's possibility. Because a vulture is something that is depicted as something, it's depicted as an animal that feeds off of the dead. It takes advantage. It doesn't work for its food. It is dirty. It is associated with death and disease, right? But that is the opposite of what the actual purpose of the vulture is. If it wasn't for the vulture and creatures like the vulture who are doing work that may actually look like on the surface people think, oh, that animal is dirty, that animal is yucky. No, that animal is making sure that there is not enough organic matter present to rot and feed what is unhealthy. If all animals were left to just rot in pestilence, we could not give birth in a healthy, sort of sanitized way. So the vulture is waiting to hit the updraft to be elevated. So maybe some of you hold positions in life where you were looked down upon by others in some way here. And so this is also telling me why the focus will start to come on to you. You can't keep the vultures down. You can't keep those who do good work but are depicted as evil or bad down. The vultures are waiting for the updraft. You can't keep them down anymore. I want to say maybe like all of us are even coming through as the vulture spirit. Like transmuters. I mean, we've been talking about it through the firefly and the hummingbird. Your natural being transforms this dark energy. The updraft is coming. That's exactly what's happening. It's like, okay, so I've also heard like pay attention to the animals. Well, Larry's a little bit, but he's one of the animals. Pay attention to the animals. So seeing the vultures in my mind's eye, it's like they're telling us they're out there because they know the updraft is coming. They know that this updraft is coming. The Queen of Cups comes in with the elephant. It's the C alpha female. I love it that her crystal ball is held up. She doesn't even need to use her hands. Well, her paws. She doesn't need to use her paws. Seeing the future. Guiding yourself towards your future. The bee. The nut. The Knight of Sky. See, there's the attention. There's that energy with the tarantula and the bee. It's this uncomfortable energy about being the center of attention in some way here. Okay. So I'm kind of like, as I'm saying this, I'm almost getting like a feedback that I'm hearing in my mind here, where there's a reason that you're going to be like the bee, that you don't come across like the fighter jet, like the hummingbird. You're going to come across as the bee because you're hiding in plain sight. Because it's not, right, the turtle. It's almost like you look like someone who can't do this. You look like someone who can't go quickly. You look like someone who can't adjust quickly, or who can't shift this frequency. Who can't shift this frequency. You look like someone who can't shift this frequency, but it's almost like it's a disguise so that you're hidden in plain sight. Because, I don't know, is there something that is looking for this energy? It's the elephant. The elephant's looking for this energy. But the elephant is moving slow and steady. The elephant is being guided to you. This elephant is being guided to you. It's being shown to move towards you. And you see, the elephant is also, I mean, well, we kind of look at them as great mighty beasts, and but, you know, if you want to put one beside a jaguar or something that we would describe as much more, what's the word that I'm looking for? Yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, we see like lions and things like that as the king of the jungle, and even though they don't live in jungles. But the elephant. So those who also are kind of hidden in plain sight here. I don't want to say, but it's almost like the leader of the Misfits calling in the other misfits. Say that. But when I say that through the kindness of my heart. Like, I really do. I mean, that way I've tried to describe this energy. You are going to be the leader of the misfits. But the misfits will rule the world. The humble, the overlooked, the overlooked. The overlooked. That's what this is. But in some capacity here, there is a tension. But don't worry about it. It's almost like don't worry. This attention, you will be overlooked by those that are not meant to see you. You will be overlooked by those that are not meant to see you. Yeah, okay. I was just like, that's it. Okay, so that's it. What's at the bottom? Oh, the Emperor. How interesting. It's giving me a really interesting vibe here. Okay, because we do have, like, take the lead card as an underline as well. And the Emperor would be a leader. This could even be for some of you. I don't know. This feels really specific, like what I'm about to say. And it's not going to be for everybody. But this could, okay, so this could be energy that comes towards you as the elephant. And these could be those that held positions of leadership in the past. Those that held positions of leadership in the past, but are now overlooked. These souls have been on a journey to understand who they truly are beyond the robes that they have worn. But then the other message that I'm getting is this message is directed to those energies. Like, it's almost like it's someone who maybe has an executive position of some sort, or has even a high status, maybe in a religion or a church, or some type of a societal group. And status comes with this. but it's almost like doing it for the sake of the status. It's shifting that. Like some of you are shifting that, and you're taking on a much more humble and overlooked energy. Now I'm seeing Lace of the Shadows in the Brian Froud's fairy deck, and that to me, she's my my fairy or spiritual social worker, doing the work in the shadows that nobody sees, but makes the greatest difference. And there, and that's what we have. So, I do feel like there's certain signs and synchronicities that are going to be occurring around you. And these are like, these might pick up. These signs and synchronicities are going to pick up. There will be certain ways that you were called upon to kind of be out there a little bit more. That's also interesting because it was, I do believe I've been picking up kind of like get out there and socialize more energy. Maybe it's not so much it's asking you to do this, but it's letting you know that that's going to happen. So I want to say y'all are in your own way here are going to be the leaders of the what was the word I was using? Like unseen, like the overlooked. The leaders of the overlooked. You are becoming the leaders of the overlooked. Yeah. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go do the extended. For anyone who wants to follow me over there. Yeah, I'm going to keep it open. I'm going to keep it open. I am kind of leaning towards what you'll be asked to do in this energy. I will ask that, but I will keep it open for the most part. There we go. Thank you so much, everybody. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.